What's up, guys? It's Lou from Unbox Therapy, and today we're taking a look at the HTC One X Plus. This currently represents the top of the range in the HTC lineup, at least in the Android camp, and that's because it packs some pretty serious specs, including 4G LTE. It's got a Tegra 3 processor at 1.7 gigahertz, and that's a quad-core processor, 64 gigabytes of storage, 1 gig of RAM, and a 4.7-inch Super LCD 2, sporting 720p in terms of resolution. It's also got a nice camera at 8 megapixels with an f2 lens, which is fairly wide at 28 millimeters. That's a lot of information to swallow right there. Let's jump into the unboxing and get a closer look at the device. Also, we've got to go through, of course, the other items included in the box, so I'll put the device to the side for a moment, and then we'll look at it in great detail as the video moves forward. So also included, you've got a couple of stickers. Not really sure what these are for. There's also some paperwork from HTC as usual, and you've got a small little device for inserting and extracting your SIM card. Here's what the power brick looks like. Actually, not much of a brick at all here. It's pretty comfortable to hold and fairly portable as well. And here's your USB cable, standard micro USB to USB for charging from the wall or from your laptop or anywhere else you can plug in a USB. This just goes over the specs one more time. As you guys can see, this device is Beats branded, so you're supposedly going to get a little bit better audio performance out of it, maybe a slightly improved headphone amplifier, maybe a slightly better speaker on the back of the device. One of the most striking things to me here is how unusual the surface on the back is. Instead of going with a glossy finish, as we see in most devices, HTC has chosen to go with a more rubberized, rugged kind of finish here. It's still soft and smooth, but it looks like it's going to be more durable and resist fingerprints a little bit better. As you can see, the camera dominates the top portion of the phone. There's also an LED flash there. And if you look at the front, then you're going to see basically all screen, or at least mostly screen. This is your 4.7-inch 720p display, as I said earlier. The forward-facing camera is on the front of the device in the top corner. That's also where your speaker is for making phone calls, of course. And on the bottom, you'll find 3 capacitive touch buttons with dedicated backlights. On the side is where you'll see your connection port for charging the device. That's your micro USB. And on the other side is where your volume rocker is. The top is home to the power button, as well as your headphone jack. And the bottom is, of course, where your microphone is, so people can hear you when you're speaking. As I said earlier, the capacitive buttons are backlit and dedicated. So let's go ahead and power on the device. And as you guys know, anytime you power up a new device, there's going to be a setup process. So rather than make you guys sit through that boring stuff, I'll do that off camera, and then we'll jump back to the actual home screen, actually being booted into the device, so you guys can get a sense for how snappy it is. So here's a look at HTC's Sense UI, which I know a lot of you guys are already familiar with, so you've seen this all before. It's fairly snappy. After all, you've got quite a bit of hardware here to push out those animations as you flip between screens, etc. And the screen is actually really nice too, really bright. This isn't full brightness you're looking at right now. It would have been incredibly overexposed if it was full brightness. So you're getting a nice screen as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the web browser here to boot up YouTube, take a look at how it performs. This is on Wi-Fi, of course. I actually don't have a SIM card in the device right now. So I'm going to go actually to youtube.com/beastfeed. And if you don't know what that is, that's actually my second channel here on YouTube. And it was neglected for a little while, but I'm back into it now. I just made 2 videos in the last week. So if you guys haven't checked those out, if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, please go do that now. I'll put a link down in the description. You probably will enjoy it. If you enjoy this show, if you enjoy Unbox Therapy, you might just enjoy my second channel, The Beast Feed. And if you're looking at the screen of the phone right here, you can see that this thumbnail right here is fairly enticing on its own. That's the thumbnail from one of my most recent videos. So go check that stuff out. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys going over there and so show me some support and subscribing to my second channel as well. So let's talk more about this phone. Let's take a closer look at how it compares to the Nexus 4 and to the Galaxy Note 2. At least in size terms, you can see that it's about the same size as the Nexus 4, but I think it's a little bit thinner, definitely a little bit more comfortable to hold. The curves are all in the right location. It is packing that 8 megapixel camera with a nice f2 lens, so you know it's going to perform fairly well when it comes to photography and video performance as well. It'll do HD video, and it has a forward forward-facing camera, as I mentioned earlier. This is going to be perfect for your video conferencing, Skype, etc. So I'll go ahead and flip around the camera real quick so you can get an understanding of how that operates. There you can see my camera and my shooting setup. That's because we're activating the forward-facing camera here, so pretty straightforward stuff. This is just an unboxing after all, so you get a basic idea of how the device works and how the device looks. And at this point, you know, the most striking thing for me is probably the build quality, the construction, and how it fits in your hand. For a large device, it feels incredibly comfortable. And yes, I'm still calling 4.7 inches large, even in the current scope of things. I'm going to be going to CES on Saturday, and I've heard a number of huge devices that are going to get launched. So who knows if we're going to call 4.7 large in the future, but as of right now, that is still on the larger side of things as far as devices are concerned. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, please remember to leave a like and favorite, as it does help out a bunch. And as I said earlier in this video, please go and check out my second channel, The Beast Feed. The link is in the description. I really appreciate you guys' support on that project as well. All right, thanks as always. Okay, catch you on the next one. Later.